Hi all, Zarex here. I haven't been on for a while, but I've been playing Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint just recently. I was on the beta, I was doing the beta back in September. I did take some videos then, but I never got round to posting them. I should have done, and even I was impressed with them. Anyway, let's get into this. There we go. It does take forever to load this game. I mean, you compare it to Stellaris or Grim Dawn or something like that, where everything's completely loaded locally. This, in typical Ubisoft ways, is off to the internet, chattering backwards and forwards, and he finally, after X amount of minutes, you finally get to this stage. So you can see here that I've been playing it for about 32 hours. I'm up to level 20 with regards to the experience within the game. I'm a level 37 sharpshooter and a senior one at that because of the attributes that I've actually taken. I'm just coming up to about a third of the way through the storyline of the mission, and basically you're a special ops person that has been gone to Aurora to go and sort some stuff out, and as a result your helicopter got taken down, and you realise that one of your special forces pals, Walker, is actually not your mate anymore. And so you've managed to find a resistance cell in a cave in the centre of the island roughly, and you're helping them to take down the bad guys that have got all these drones and robot automations that shoot at you. There's these big guns. If I just change to, there we go, see that. You can't see it very clearly, but you've got these things like great big cannons pointing up into the sky. Haven't worked out exactly what they are actually yet, but I think they're going to be important for the game. But if you're a fan of Wildlands, like I was, both played it both single player and co-op. Admittedly, co-op was better. This is almost exactly the same. So, and in a way, I think it is actually better. I think it's a bit smoother, actually. So, one of the first things to do when you're at a bivouac like I am at the moment is whether you use your binoculars, if you've got that trait, you go around and you want to try and discover all these other bivouacs around just by searching for the question marks and discovering what they are. Now, you can do that with either the binoculars, or if I turn the binoculars off, you can press X and release your drone, and you can do the same with your drone to go around and actually discover everything that is around the world. This is a really important thing to do, so in your early stages of the game you're going to be doing a lot of this. Or you can visually get in a helicopter and just fly around. So wherever you see all these wisps of smoke like this coming up, that's where a bivouac actually is. So, and they're all around the island. That's not one. That looks like a volcano eruption. I haven't been over there yet to actually see what that is. So here's Aurora. It's a big old island. Yeah, there's more sectors on this, and it's potentially a bigger area than what Wildlands was. There's a lot going on here. You may think it's busy, but it breaks down into yellow is main mission, green is side factions, blue is equipment. So that gives you a fairly good way of like seeing what's going on. And as you drill down into an area, you can select where you want to go. So here, if you particularly want any of that equipment, you would go and raid that area, get that equipment, and then get out. I generally go for areas here where there's collectibles. Collectibles you'll see when you look at your mission screen. In here is what actually helps your learning, your investigations, and the storyline of what's going on in Aurora. So that helps. These are all the weapons. Let's just click on that. These are all the weapons that you can find in the blueprints. So when you're back at your home cave with the rebels, or the resistance, whatever you want to call them, you can actually make these blueprints. I actually do own these blueprints on the actual weapons, so we can make those weapons back at the main base. Not that I've been back there for a while. There's your factions. You want to keep on top of the factions is what I'm learning. Try and do 1 or 2 faction missions each time I go in, as well as progress a bit of the main storyline down here. And there's our mate Walker. As far as your loadout is concerned, this is as good, if not better, than Wildlands. So in Wildlands there was a lot of complaints, and it was quite annoying with regards to the armour you was wearing didn't actually seem to give you any armour rating. Well, it didn't, and according to the professionals, even when you're being shot point blank with an AK-47, there's no amount of armour that's not going to stop you getting taken out. Okay, fair enough, but let's just remember this is just a game. So there is some armor ratings. I don't know how effective they are with regards to in an actual fight. I haven't actually compared low rating to high rating, because you don't actually keep all the equipment. You sell off what you don't use, or you dismantle it into cloth, and then you use the cloth. And same with the weapons, you dismantle the weapons and then you can reuse the components to upgrade your main weapon, or your main weapon of choice. So when you got here, you can see I could go to the head where it's -1. I've got 46 rating here. This one is a 45, so it's a -1 drop down on what I've got. But it will give me +4 to stealth and +2% health regen, compared to what I'm currently wearing with a baseball cap of +2% explosive damage and 2% drone. But sometimes wearing a hat is cool, and that you do the same through all there. So there's a bit of role playing with regards to how you want to kit yourself out. Same with the weapons. This is a custom weapon I actually bought from the shop, but you can actually see here that you've got a whole range of weapons, and they all look amazing, they all sound amazing. Once again, it'll be down to your personal style, what you like. My only complaint here is that in Wildlands you could actually shift through, I think it was Z and X, so you could just look at sniper rifles, shotgun, submachine guns, etc., and pistols, so you could fine-tune what you're actually looking at. Here it's a little bit more, that should be so that's a light machine gun, but it's a little bit harder to actually see what you're actually looking at, because you've got the full list there. So it's well worth, when you get back to base, to actually clear out the stuff that you're not using. This one's got a higher rating than what I'm using at the moment, but I've actually got that weapon already in another preset apparently, and I've got to remember how to do some stuff with the presets. I'll get back to there. Yes, it's in here. So you can set up presets, and in theory you can change the presets. I haven't quite worked out how to do this yet, because they're locked. So that will be in the skill tree. So I've got to work out where it is that I've got to go to be able to unlock those presets. Okay, I will find them in another video, but that's where you need to get to. Then you can change between presets, I think, a little bit easier with regards to what you're doing, but it looks like I need to make sure that I'm doing things in the right way here, and also ensuring I've got all the latest equipment. So obviously I was on preset 3 there rather than preset 1, so we'll see what I need to do with regards to I've actually got some better equipment now. Oh, that's a bit dodgy, isn't it? So so the loadouts are a little bit more advanced with regards to the way they work. In this instance, I'll take that. With regards to the way they work, I think they're better than Wildlands. You can certainly get in to the weapons and modify them and switch them all around. It's exactly the same. You've also got some upgrades you can do here with regards to weapons, and you can get up to a Mark II type weapon, which means it does more damage, greater range, faster reload, etc. I think it's better. As I said, you need to dismantle. I'll just show you. Where are we? Yeah, so you've got X in the menu option here, so you can dismantle the weapon. So if I just pick something that's like this, which is particularly low, I can't dismantle that one. Right, what else have we got? Yeah, I'm not going to use that. So if I dismantle that weapon, there we go, we get all these components, and you get the right components. Then what will happen is when you go into your gunsmith, you'll be able to do some upgrade to your weapons because you've got the right components to do it. Let's see if I've got anything here. No, but I haven't. I've got this one up to Mark II yet either. So advanced weapon parts, I've got 0 of 1, which I need for that, and it does a +1 to range. So I think there's a lot more that you can do in here. I'm certainly doing a lot with regards to this extra mod perk. So if I need to take down drones or some big items, I'm using Rolling Thunder. If I'm getting close and personal and I don't want to be seen, I'm using a lot of stealth mode. I'm certainly using the Recon Mastery because I'm getting extra XP every time I mark an enemy. So I'm switching between these main attributes quite a lot. And what else have we got? And when you get into a gunfight and actually playing the missions and co-op, the frame rate here on this with an RTX 2080 running at 3440 ultra widescreen, I haven't seen it drop below 50. It seems to be fairly average at 70. It's smooth, it's pretty. There we go, there's some bad guys. I'll just take them out a bit far away. All the bullets dropped off. There we go. Shall we move in a bit closer? There's no one with a like a speaker above their head, so they won't be calling in reinforcements, which is quite fortunate for me, actually, I think. Okay, if we're going to have to go in personal with them, this is where I embarrass myself and I die having to run round the corner to take them out, and now I've started them off. But if you do actually hide, run away, they will eventually go, oh well, what was all the fuss about? There's nothing to worry about, so we'll just calm down a bit now. But I'm actually going to see if I can just quickly take these out. You can see that a little bit of motion below going on in the background there. That's just, and there's one more around here somewhere. There he is. You'll see that some of these bots have got information icons, little eye above their heads. Oh, straight into another patrol. There we go. When they've got an eye, don't aim for the head, aim for the legs or the stomach. Put a couple of shots in them till they actually fall down, they drop their weapon, and then go over and grab them, and while they're injured you interrogate them, as you do. And that way you can get some decent intel out of them as to what's going on, and in some missions that's a mandatory requirement that you actually get information from them. Be very careful with regards to taking out civilians. Use your drone a lot. Certainly use your drone to explore the map, or your binoculars, or fly around in a helicopter, whatever your personal preference is. And always remember that, and we'll quickly go back here, always remember that when you start your gameplay at your bivouac, like this, deploy it, and you'll get the option to craft certain things. And one of the things that I've been doing is an XP bonus. So regardless of, oh look, there's a spy drone just going off over the top there. So regardless, and you have to hide from them all the time, as well as there'll be drones, but in preparation here, you can see you can give yourself some bonuses in all sorts of attributes. So I always do XP, and I'll activate XP, and that means that for the next hour of gameplay I will have an XP bonus with all that I'm doing. So always a good thing to remember to do to start when you start the game. And then break camp, and then off you go. The game looks beautiful, it plays beautiful, it's smooth, it's fun, there's a lot to do, it's not all just storyline, it's complete open world with regards to what you want to do. I think the moving around in vehicles, and certainly motorbikes, is better, but in single player mode it's dangerous to go around in a helicopter. When you've got all your mates in you, or maybe they're not your mates, maybe they're just co-op mercenaries that you pick up along the way. But regardless of how you want to play this game, co-op or single player, it's a lot of good fun. But when you're single player, I do find the stealth route is the best way, and also to follow the storyline through. When you jump into co-op mode and go off and do some co-op missions with other people, with and it's not your mates, and you're not following the storyline, and you join their squad, you're following their storyline, you're helping them. And as a result, if you're not quite there at this stage, it feels like you've done everything fragmented. So at the moment I'm declining co-op requests at this moment in time, just purely because I want to complete the storyline myself. Anyway guys, I think this is a completely underrated game. I would fully recommend playing it. I think it deserves the support, and I think that they could actually do a lot with regards to DLCs to expand other islands or other missions in this. There is a lot of content to this game. It isn't just mountains, deserts, jungles. There are some underground scenes, there are some underwater scenes, there's some talk of some submarines as well, which I haven't got to yet. There is a lot to it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I'll put some actual gameplay up into it a bit later on. I hope you enjoyed. Please press the like button and subscribe as I post more videos. Thank you very much.